I definitely gonna watch that fight. Definitely gonna watch that fight.
For sure. It's mandatory.
On that note, Ren, we back, man. We live this time. We are doing a podcast live. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna try something different today. Hopefully we can get some people in here. That'd be dope too. Like while we're doing the pod, if some people can come in and kind of like chime in on what they
Interact.
think about, what we're talking about, and we can respond just right then and there. So maybe this is something we can do regularly. We can kind of build up to that. You know what I mean? So, also too, let me record this as well, so we can get the footage for the TikTok. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Get
sir.
this shit started real quick. We live. All right. Mic check. I just want to make sure everything's good. All right, cool. So, all right, so today we're going to talk about a lot of different things today, man. So we can get through this. There's so much to talk about. We are now in the second round of the playoffs. We have one more series, I believe. We got the Warriors and the Rockets, but every other series, no. And we still got Clippers and Nuggets, huh? I'm tripping.
Yes.
So
Yeah, we
we're
got
not
Clippers Nuggets.
completely out of the first round, but we're getting there. Most of the teams have moved on to the second round. The Knicks just beat the Pistons last night to move on in a really tight game. We got the Pacers and Celtics moving on, and out there in the East, Cavaliers, of course, moving on. So I mean, yeah, we're moving along in the playoffs that quick. You know what I mean? So, and also too, there's some narratives going on right now because some of these teams that are losing, they got decisions to make. You know what I mean? One of those teams is Lakers and LeBron James. But before we get to that, if this is your first time to our channel, please subscribe to the channel, like, and we are live today, so y'all can comment live and we can respond to y'all as we're doing this pod. But we're gonna get straight to it. And also too, y'all forgive me because I have to set up our boxes on here, and I haven't done that yet. So I'm not gonna be able to switch the cameras and stuff today. So, but we're gonna get to that. I'm gonna set that up real soon for us. But yeah, so let's start with this Timberwolves and Lakers series. It's over now. The T Wolves have won. They beat the Lakers, and I just feel like I don't want to say it's not necessarily a surprise, but you got Luka Bron. You got Austin Reeves. You got JJ Redick, first year coach. He won 50 games. They were third in the West, and they got up out of there kind of quick. They weren't even 7 games. You know what I mean? So Rudy
Right.
Gobert looking like Wilt Chamberlain out there the other night, looking like Shaquille O'Neal. But I don't necessarily want to talk about the series. I kind of want to talk about LeBron, and then I want to talk about Ant after that. But do you think we've seen the last of LeBron James in the NBA? 4 or 5. What's your thoughts on that?
Of course not. Of course not.
It's not, huh?
No, Bron gonna run it back one more year.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I think he gonna do like he at the end of every season, take time with his family, running by his people, and see what the best decision is. But come on, man, what was he 24, 7 and 8?
He had a crazy series.
Yes, he sure did.
Like, come on, man. There wasn't no decline in this game. You know what I mean? Maybe the stamina towards the end,
Yeah.
but somebody that's in their 40s that's playing the whole second half and an OT. I mean, come on, man. But Brown gonna get back. He ain't going out like that for sure.
Doughboy, what's your thoughts? Should Bron retire?
I would say, I would say, yeah.
Ooh,
I would say retire.
I knew you was going there.
Do I think he's gonna retire because of the way he went out? No, but we always talk about, man, Father Time has a way of coming. You know what I mean? And I feel like bow out gracefully before Father Time sets in, and then we see a different LeBron out there on that basketball court. So for me, I don't see him retiring. Do I want him to? Yes, but the thing about it is that JJ Redick can't do what he did this past offseason or this past season in the playoffs playing LeBron almost 43 minutes a game or 40 minutes a game, thinking that that's going to be okay.
Right.
You can't do that. You can't, especially with somebody who's going to go ahead.
He can't do that anymore. You know what I mean?
No, he can't do that no more.
He's
no,
41.
He cannot do that
next season.
mm-hmm.
And honestly, at this point, how much more can you ask of him? Like, can he still? I don't know if we saw it. Can LeBron still take over a game? Like, when
I mean, averaging what he averaging what he averaged for sure. But does he have the does he have the energy to go ahead and do that?
Like in the fourth
because
quarter,
it didn't
right?
like the last two games. Yeah, go ahead. Yep, go ahead.
5 minutes left. Say Lakers down 6, and can he still be that player how he used to be? To be like, all right, give me the ball. I'm about to take over this last 5 minutes and get us over the hump.
I mean, no, because we seen it these like the last two games where they were there. It was crunch time. It was crunch time. He went what? He took one shot, I think, in game 4 for 0 points. And he went 1 for 2 or something like that, or 1 for 3 for 4 points in the fourth quarter in game 5 or game 6, game 5, 6. So in this sense, does LeBron want to go ahead and do it? You can see he was deferring. At the end of the game, he was deferring. He wanted somebody else to go ahead and do that because he was mentally, or not mentally, but physically defeated because of how many minutes he had to log the last 2 games. I felt like.
What's your thoughts on that 4-5?
And then you have to go ahead and guard Anthony Edwards too as well, or some of them other faster players on defense. It's gonna be a little bit more different. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of whether it was age, I feel like any person at any age that's playing
that long,
the whole second plus the OT without a break, like come on. I mean,
are we looking at JJ?
But again, we human.
Yeah, you got to look at JJ. You have to look at JJ for that. I mean, this is a man who didn't play Jackson Hayes, bro, and got beat by Rudy Gobert. So you have to look at JJ in certain instances of what's going on. I felt like, if you want to make a run and you want to go ahead and at least I think one of them games they had the lead at one point. Sit LeBron down for 2-3 minutes. Let him just get a quick breather. And if you see the game starting to go ahead and get out of control, hey, Brian, come back in. We need you.
Yeah, not for sure. So do you feel like the Timberwolves won this, or do you feel like the Lakers lost this series, or a little bit of both?
I feel like not. I felt like it was a little bit of both, but I mainly feel like the Wolves pretty much closed that out. They just the way they played from start to finish the last couple games. And I think that once they went up 3-0, it built them more confidence to say, hey, we got LeBron on the ropes, bro. We can knock him out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like seeing Mike Tyson before he got knocked down. Nobody thought they can go ahead and beat Mike. Oh man, Mike can't get beat. Got knocked down, and everybody was like, "Oh man, you know what? We might have to go ahead and check our chance at Mike now." With LeBron, it's like, "Hey, look, bro, it's Brian. He's older. He's not playing as much defense as he used to. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you got to go ahead and guard a guy up and down the court. And then have to go ahead and rely on him to go ahead and actually be a 20-point scorer in the fourth quarter or 15-point scorer in the fourth quarter to go ahead and get you over that hump. Nah, not at all.
4-5, you feel like Lakers lost it or Timberwolves took it?
I mean, give credit to the Timberwolves. I mean, one person that does not smell blood is Ant-Man. Once he smells blood in the water, it's over for you.
Mm-hmm.
Killer instinct. He gonna stomp you out.
I agree, and I feel like you kind of know what you're gonna get from Ant, but you cannot let Rudy Gobert go off for close to 30 points.
Well, you know what?
How many rebounds did he have in the same game?
I'm glad. 27.
Rebounds.
27. Yes. He had a 30 and 27 game or something like that. Yes, it was something crazy. For sure. Yeah. So my thing is
I gotta throw Markieff Morris out, bro. I'm getting somebody out there with some height and some size.
Well, they had Jackson Hayes at 7 feet. They could have went ahead and did that. I'm gonna be all the way real with you. If you watch that game, you notice Ant didn't do too much of anything in that game 6.
I think their game plan was to go inside. Pause.
Well, it was the double team here. Anytime you got the ball, put 2 people on him. You know what I'm saying? He drives down to the hole, collapse the hole, make other players around you win the game for him. And Rudy Gobert, being a veteran guy, he came in and did it. He took advantage of the opportunity when it presented itself. You're 7'2". Ain't nobody out here over 6'9", besides LeBron. I'm taking full advantage of my opportunity. Julius Randle, I got to give him credit because of what he did. Luka hurt, but then also doesn't play defense. Like, okay, he's on me.
Sick,
you said what?
Hurt, no defense.
Yes.
He was sick one of those games. Like,
he was sick game 2. It was game 2 or 3. He was sick. It kind of like prolonged it a little bit.
Yeah.
But Julius Randle attacked him. Oh, walking wounded man. Let me take full advantage. I'm 6'11". Luka's probably what, 6'7"? 6'8",
6'8",
maybe.
6'7", 6'8". Yeah,
I'm gonna take you down to the low block. I know I'm stronger than you.
for sure.
Or let me go ahead and take you off. Let me take you off the dribble real quick because you're not quick enough to go ahead and step in front of me off that first step.
Yeah.
So those two took advantage of the opportunities that presented itself during that present time. And kudos to both Julius Randle and Rudy Gobert, because let's be real. When we looked at the situation when they both got traded to Minnesota, we were like, this is not going to go ahead and work. We said it. I know I was one of them that said it. I was like, Rudy and Julius Randle on the same team? No.
It looked good.
This ain't go ahead and go well.
In that first round. Who did they got next round?
It looks good now. They play the winner of the Warriors and Rockets series.
4-5.
Yeah.
Give me your thoughts on Edwards, man. Can he make a run now? So after they won that game, there's a clip going around of LeBron telling Ant, like, hey, finish your shit. Like, come on, like, nigga, go get that shit. You know what I mean? So can he do it? Can he do it, man? Can he will this team and make a championship run? What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, can he win it? Yeah. Can he get there? Yeah. Do I believe it's this year? I don't think it's going to be this year.
Why not?
I think OKC. I think because right now, for me, right now in the playoffs, it's all about the matchup, the right matchup. So I feel like if at some point when Minnesota match up with OKC, that can be a problem right there.
But you know what's crazy though, as you say that, because I'm not mad at you speaking on the matchup thing, but for me, when I think of Minnesota, they're pretty versatile. They can match up with a lot of different teams. Because you got the Gobert who can guard the bigs and be that rebounder, rim protector. Then you got, all right, so say you want to go smaller, you can run Randall at your 5 at 6'9". He can rebound as well, score. And Edwards, he's going to be a problem for Edwards going to be a problem for whoever is guarding him. And you got the DiVincenzo off the bench, Mike Conley, a veteran veteran partner. They match up pretty well with every team you could really think of. I'm not saying
they got the height. They got the height for one. They got the scoring with Ant-Man and Joyce Randle, and they can go. And if they need to go small, they can go ahead and go small too as well.
Nas Reed on the bench.
Nas Reed off the and Nas can actually, and like I said, if they want to go smaller, Nas can start. He can start in place of Rudy if that was the case. If they go against somebody like the Golden State Warriors.
What you say, 4-5?
You know what? Now that I think about it, right, it's really especially in the Western, there's no killer like Ant right now.
No, it's not. It ain't. It ain't. Not in the West. Oh no! I'm sorry. No,
I'm gonna take that back. No, I'm gonna take that back, bro. Don't disrespect, bro. You still got Kawhi. You still got James Harden. You still got Jokic, bro. And Jamal Murray. Do not do that. No.
Who does Minnesota match up with next round?
The Rockets.
They'll play the winner out of Golden State and the Rockets.
I think they beat either one of those teams.
Well, Golden State's too small, so it's gonna be another situation like how Golden State. But the thing about it is, my only rebuttal to that is Golden State is used to playing small ball though. This is what they strive on. They've been doing this for like the last couple of years now, especially since they moved Kevon Looney to a bench role.
You know what Minnesota could do? I think you just said it. You could start Nas Reed, who can
yes, you can.
Who can switch a little better than Gobert. So if Gobert needs to sit a little bit, hey, this ain't your series, bro. You're gonna play about 10, maybe 12 minutes a night, but hey, Nas, you're getting 30 minutes a night. You know what I mean? So he can switch. So now if they match they match up against Houston, then you can go ahead and still continue to keep Rudy Gobert at the center because they have hard. They got a not hard. They still gonna have an issue.
Yeah, you play the Warriors. Yeah. It's just a little bit.
Or like I said,
so what do you do?
Like I said, put Randall at your 5. You can go small. Put Randall at your 5. McDaniels at your 4. Ant at your 3. DiVincenzo at your 2. You know what I'm saying? Like they're versatile. What they can.
Yeah, you definitely create. Yeah, you definitely create some different lineups in order for them to still compete with a smaller team for sure.
Yeah, so they kind of scary now that I'm looking at them.
But like I said, man, people gotta understand, man. I'm telling y'all, I feel like, and I've been saying this. I went on record, through the previous podcast of when we talked about our predictions. I've also went on record through our text thread. I feel like the winner out of this Nuggets and Clippers series is going to be the one that's going to go ahead and go to the finals. Yes.
I'm not mad at that.
I feel like that because you got to understand, man, if Kawhi and James Harden even sniffed the Western Conference Finals, do you understand what kind of impact that would have on them to want to go ahead and want to play better.
You know what's crazy? Every time we talk about that series, you always kind of like talk about the Clippers first. You feel like the Clippers are going to win that shit?
I mean, look at their team. They're versatile too as well. They can go small, they can go tall too as well. Zubac, I don't know if y'all been seeing. Zubac has been hooping
all season. Matter of fact, the last couple seasons, bro. He's a slept-on center. Like
he is. And so, and you got Nicholas over there playing great defense right now. You see what he did last night in order for him to go ahead and win that game. Go ahead, Simps. Yeah, go ahead.
Zubac is definitely a FanDuel favorite, prize pick favorite.
No,
definitely.
You know he's consistent. He's
consistent.
He's 12, at least 13 and 10 every night, at least. And if you can get 20 and 15 out of him, you might get that too. You know,
definitely. Yeah.
So
definitely.
But it's gonna be interesting, man. If Ant can kind of like get that, I feel like he's gained some confidence. He's in that second round right now, and nobody was really predicting Minnesota. Like I kept hearing OKC. I think some people were picking the Lakers to make a run out west. If I had to pick a,
I knew the Lakers weren't gonna go ahead and do it just because they were too small.
Saying,
they had
what people were like predicting, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then
I
think the third team I kept hearing was like, I saw some Clippers. People talking about Clippers. I saw people talking about them. I feel like they're probably like the most slept on playoff team right now, bro. I feel like Minnesota
because
looks interesting.
Minnesota's right there. Minnesota's right there. They do. They're gelling. They're gelling at the right time.
Yep.
Yes, they are.
At the right time.
They are definitely gelling at the right time. So I definitely agree with you on that one.
No,
for sure.
No, for sure. Man, real quick. All right, so Doug Christie, I know we talked about him being hired, but he was introduced today as a head coach, man. And one of the things that this, as far as his press conference, I wanted to touch on was he was asked about his bench and who he was going to add as an assistant coach or whatever. I feel like he's going to need a strong bench, how like they did with JJ Redick, because JJ has 2 head coaches on that bench right now.
He does.
You know,
he does.
4-5. What do you think Doug needs to do to get that support? Because if he can get some guys who kind of know what it's like to be a head coach, who've already been a head coach, can he pull from one of these other teams, you think, or does he kind of got to do his own work and kind of like pull from the pool of guys who are just kind of lingering out there right now? Like, what do you think his coaching staff needs to look like for this next season?
Yeah. I feel like the coaching staff need to resemble him and his character and whatever trying to set, whatever foundation that we're trying to lay. Yeah. So it's the defensive coach. We need to bring in anybody that can reiterate what he's trying to get across. Definitely have to keep a minded coach on staff. I know we stated in one of the other shows, I know we was top 10 in the offense, so offense hasn't been again, we have to get some players in here that's going to fit.
He went out. He went to the Matrix.
It's just one. Remember, for in Sacramento is being a dog, doing whatever he got to do to win.
Yeah.
And right now we don't got a roster of guys that want to do what it takes to win.
And honestly, I think we need some guys like who aren't, like you said, scoring hasn't been a problem, but maybe we have too many scores, or maybe we can like swap one of these scores out and go get like I don't want to say, a Dylan Brooks type of guy, or like a Jaden McDaniels type of guy, like somebody who's going to come in, play every night, what you're going to get defensively from them, but have them in the starting lineup. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't going to lie, man. I kind of want to come off DeRozan for somebody like that. Or maybe a couple players or somebody like that.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Like, and I know, like I said, I'll be catching slack for this.
Guy,
I felt like Keegan was brought in for that, but he doesn't exude it. He was brought in for that reason. A 3-and-D stretch guy. No, 3-and-D stretch guy can shoot. We can go ahead and guard your best player on offense. Let's be real. Was he or was he not brought in because of that? I know you. Hey, look, I'm not hard on the boy. I'm not. I just felt like that's what you went ahead and drafted him for, and it hasn't been quite utilized just yet to his ability.
Do you want me to reply to that?
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like
for sure. Go ahead.
I feel like he is doing it. So we just differ on his production, because I feel like he is guarding the best guy on every team. I feel like he is coming in there shooting that 3. But again, when you're behind Sabonis, when you're behind DeRozan, when you're behind Levine, as far as the call sheet, so to speak, you know what I mean? it's like, okay, you're number 4 on the call sheet. You're not going to get those main lines.
Hey, listen,
hold on, you're not going to get the main scene. We just talked about shooting, acting, right? We were talking about that about an hour ago. You're not number 1 on the call sheet. So,
the thing about it is though, this where you gotta get creative.
Hold on, if you're a supporting actor, but you want lead actor production out of him, that's not how it works. So now if you suddenly turn him into the lead actor, let's see what he can do. That's why I said come off the Rosen. That's exactly why I just said come off the Rosen, because now give Keegan. Hey, you know what, Keegan? We feel like you could be that guy.
But I still feel like the productivity's gonna slip off because they got Levine. Levine's gonna be your main point of interest when it comes. Shit,
I don't think so.
That's gonna be
not if you
Teddy.
Not if you move off the Rosen. But what I'm saying is, let's see.
So who's gonna be your who's gonna be?
I feel like you're unfair to this guy, and he's the 4th option. It's like, what do you want?
Listen, hear me out.
Hold on, hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Let's just real quick, and I want 4-5 to chime in here because we always talk about Keegan. Now I don't want to get too deep into this Keegan thing, but I think you're not giving him credit for being the 4th option and what he does in that role. There's not a lot of guys who are the 4th option who had the productivity he does.
Right.
I don't know why my computer is tripping right now. Hold on. Give me a quick second. And I want to bring up the stats just to kind of support what it is I'm trying to say here. All right, so hold on. I got it. So 4th option.
Yeah, go ahead.
He's the 4th option, right? And he's probably only getting about 10 shots a night, maybe 11, 12 shots a night. He's averaging 12 points, 12.4 points, which is 90th in the NBA. He's averaging 6.7 rebounds, almost about 7 rebounds a night, 33rd in the NBA, in the entire NBA. 4th option now. In the entire NBA, he's 33rd in rebounds. So, like I said, he's not really asked to be a playmaker, so he's averaging about assist and a half. I think he's like asked to be a catch and shoot guy and to play defense. I feel like he's doing that for the 4th option. Now, if you make him, hold on, let me finish. I'll give you the floor.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Give him the keys to be in that DeRozan role. All right, hey, we want you to get 15, 16 shots a night. He might can bump that 12 up to 20, especially because he shoots threes. You know what I mean? So I feel like being the 4th. I mean, Teddy, hold on. Before you go, Teddy White, what are your thoughts on that? 4th option averaging 12 and almost 7. To be the 4th option? Like, do a lot of teams have a guy like that that's your 4th option getting 12 points and 7 rebounds a night?
I think the expectation of us of Keegan is kind of like it's high. You know what I mean? The expectation
but let's not glance. Let's not gloss over it again. Let's not gloss over it. He's the 4th option on his team.
Well, no. So that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying. Yeah, no, I'm not. The one thing I just said is that when you brought him in, you wanted him to be the 3-and-D guy. I never talked about his defense because we felt like we all know.
But what makes you feel like he's not doing that? I think it's everybody else. I've been saying all season, Keegan and Keon Ellis are the only 2 niggas on this team that play defense. He's playing defense.
No. I'm not knocking that at all. The only thing I just said is that every player has its role, right? So if Keegan is not expected to go ahead and put up 15 or 20 points a game or whatever, or even 18, 17, right? Figure out other ways to disrupt this game.
Now I'm listening. We just differ on what he's actually doing because I believe he is playing defense, and you're saying that he's not.
Well, no, I never say he wasn't playing defense. I say he's playing good defense. The only thing I just said is that with you made a great point. You said that with Murray sitting behind Levine, Sabonis, and DeRozan, the shot, selection or option for him is very, very limited.
Like I said, if we're putting in the acting context, he's 4th on the call sheet.
Right. So what I'm saying in essence is that if you do get on
scenes in the show.
Right. So just say you do come off a DeRozan player for somebody else, right? You still have Ellis on the team. You still have Monk on the team, and they're both scorers. So where is Keegan going to go ahead and fit in that once you have Levine
on the bench?
Sabonis. Ellis is going to be starting in. So you got Ellis still in the game.
Not necessarily. They're going to get a point guard.
So you're going to go ahead and go what? PG.
So whatever point guard you get.
Free agent, yeah. Then you got Levine at what, the 2?
Murray.
Then you got who at the 3? Levine. You said Murray at the 3. Who you going to put at the 4? You still have no 4 that's there.
See, that's another thing. I don't like him at the 4.
No, he's undersized for the 4.
He's a wing. He's a small forward, and I know
He's a wing. Yes,
people,
he is.
I know people actually on ESPN has him listed at SF small forward. So you know
he's a small forward.
And I know people want to always talk about positionless basketball, but you could talk about positionless basketball. There's positions still matter. I don't care what nobody says.
Right, it does. I agree.
Positions still matter.
And hey, listen.
Talking defense.
Well, great point because you just made it right now. What does the Kings need? They need a point guard. And we tried to go ahead and put Ellis. We tried to put Monk in there as the point guard spot, and it didn't work out. So my thing is going back to what you were saying as far as like when you had to ask Sims about the Doug Christie situation. This is where you have to figure out where the identity is going to go ahead and come from your players. Mm-hmm. Who are you going to go ahead and add to be a part of this team? And please get some of these players that are out of position. I still feel like, no, we talk about it. Sabonis is out of position. Murray's out of position. You need to fill these holes.
Why are we the only ones talking about that? I don't want to say we're the
only.
I've seen it in other.
That's a great point.
But I feel like on a bigger in a bigger conversation on like social media, I don't really see that. Like 4-5, what's your thought? Are we? I was gonna ask Eddie. Are we and Doughboy wrong when we say like Sabonis and Keegan are both playing out of position? And I feel like that's one of the reasons why we're struggling defensively because we're going. Yes. You know what I mean? We're small up front.
Yeah, I feel like the expectation of this team was just kind of high.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It was a roller coaster season. You understand what I'm saying? We never got the opportunity to really just the vibe with the DeRozan. I'm not putting anything on DeRozan, but we just never got the mesh of it. And we brought in because that was one of the problems that we faced, getting a bucket in tough times in a half-court situation, right?
DeRozan's good for that, though. I'll give him that. He is good for that. DeRozan's good for that.
One of the best. But when we brought that in, it kind of
disrupted.
It down.
It kind of hindered, and it put. Now we already had certain people playing out of position. Now we got another young guy that's going out of position. Also, he's having to take less and cut back on his game. You understand what I'm saying? It
kind of impeded his growth and development because now it's like, damn, it's like, and go back to what you were saying, Doughboy, like he's being asked to do a lot, but it's like, how much can you ask of a guy whose role continues to change? Because even when he first came, the Kings were playing a lot faster that year. Remember, they were up and down, up and down.
Yes.
So I feel like when DeRozan came, everything kind of slowed down. You know what I mean?
Well, we always talked about it. We talked about that DeRozan in this type of game that he's in right now does not fit the system for what the NBA is doing right now.
Right.
He is more of a maybe early mid to 90s, early 2000s type player.
DeRozan, well, he comes from that era of that ISO, Kobe.
Yes, ISO.
He watched a lot of Kobe. You can tell he watched a lot of Carmelo. He's that type of player.
Yes.
He's an ISO one-on-one player. You know what I mean?
So when you have an ISO player like that, right, that goes down to the low block, you have a center who's playing power forward who really can't shoot once he gets outside of that, that box. Keegan, like I said, inconsistent because, like I said, the touches haven't been there for him and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. It's kind of hard to formulate an offense around that. So they're gonna have to get really creative with this roster to figure out how they're gonna go ahead and fill it out.
Yeah.
And see what players they can go ahead and put around it. Like, I know there was a question that was asked during the press conference I was watching, just like you were. He had asked Doug, like, okay, well, what are you gonna go ahead and do as far as your coaching staff goes?
And he was like, man, you asked all the questions.
Yeah, he asked all the questions.
And when kind of like, I won't say like weird, but I wonder why he reacted like that.
No. It was weird because at the end of the day, it's like, Doug, Kings don't have no identity, sir.
Get an identity.
What's going to be the identity going forward? What coach is going to go ahead and bring in here to change this culture to have an identity?
4-5.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
What should be the identity of this team? I'm talking about when you think Sacramento Kings basketball next season, what do you feel like the narrative and the national identity of okay, this is what they do. Because like we know like how OKC and the Cavs came up was through defense. All the top teams play defense, by the way. So I don't think you could be a top team not playing defense. You know what I mean? So I mean, does it start there?
I mean, it always starts there because at some point both teams will score, but the only team that's going to win is the one that can actually get that extra stop. We got to stop. That's the mentality when we come into every day.
Especially
which one sacrifice to get that extra stop so we can get that win.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. I definitely feel like we don't have the extra stop, and so Doug has to put emphasis on both ends. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
And before
What?
we move on, do we need to come off Sabonis?
Well, no.
Because,
I mean, no.
I'm so tired of him having to guard the 5. Bro, like, he's staying in foul trouble. We had another season of him being in foul trouble every night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, or can you?
This is where Doug and What's have to get creative.
It has to look a little different, man. Like,
well, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. Don't be shocked, because from the looks of it and just seeing what I seen in that press conference, don't be shocked if there is some changes that you didn't see coming, because it does seem like
I won't be. I think we're getting trades. We're getting trades.
No, there's trades happening, and I see some things out there where some tweets and articles saying, oh, you know, who should the Kings go out for? Should they go ahead and go for a Josh? Should they go for a LaMelo? Should they go ahead and go for
he damn sure don't play no defense. He better than Luka, but
yeah, they talking about Zion. So they put like 4 or 5 people out there. Like, who should the Lakers go ahead and go out there for? But I don't like the Zion situation because, like I said, bro, he's and don't say this disrespectful, 2 hamburgers away, bro, from re-injuring himself, dog. I'm just gonna be real. Dead serious, bro.
He did get in shape.
Not much.
Why was he in and out of the lineup this season? I know they didn't want him playing back to backs, but then I'm like, then he was just out of the lineup again. I'm like, he get hurt? Like, what happened?
Probably conditioning.
Yeah.
Now, if you had Zion,
probably conditioning.
So if you had Zion, he could play your 4, right? He's a 4. He's a
4. He's 4 for sure.
So could you go Sabonis and Zion, 2 niggas who can't shoot, and then go Keegan, Levine,
they both can't shoot.
Levine, and then whoever your point guard is?
No, they both can't shoot.
But you would have 3 shooters. You would have Keegan, Levine, and whoever your point guard is to be able to shoot.
Well, bruh, won't work.
What you
when
think?
you need a clutch.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
I'm cooking.
Yeah, go
right
ahead.
now. Because you 4-5, you said Zion the other day. So could you go Sabonis, Zion, Keegan, Levine, D'Angelo Russell, just throw a 3-point guard out there? I don't know. Somebody out there.
I don't necessarily care where they go down low. And we got to get a general at that point guard. We got to get a general at that point guard that can make the right decision, that can slow it down, that can get us that bucket. Right?
Yeah.
Some set of offense for us. I want to start at the top. So as Zion come in and make a difference? I don't necessarily know if he comes in and make a difference when we don't have a point guard.
Right.
But we get a point guard. Now, if Zion, one thing I do know, if Zion does come here, he's going to lose 35, 40 pounds quick because there's nowhere to eat out here.
Hey, that's the reason for him to add on the weight, bro. There's nothing for him to go ahead and do in Sacramento. No disrespect. There's places to eat in Sacramento, but there's nothing for him to go ahead and do.
It ain't the
so you're adding.
It ain't on that seafood.
Hey, I know. Well, yeah. No, yeah. I know it's not close to NO, but you're gonna have a Sean Kemp when Sean Kemp gained the weight, bro. That's gonna be him in another year or 2.
So yeah,
if he doesn't.
Some of the other players that I'm seeing people talk about, like Trae Young, LaMelo. Like, what do y'all think about?
RC has some Trae Young in there. I wouldn't be mad if Trae Young came there. If you kept the same core you got right now, and you put a Trae Young in there.
He's a playmaker.
He's definitely a playmaker.
You know what's crazy? He's an overrated 3-point shooter. I don't know if people realize that. He's not really a great 3-point shooter like that.
Yes, I agree.
He was going crazy in college, but like last few years, I think he's shooting like 32. But like he's not shooting anything crazy from the 3-point.
Eddie, would you want him as your point general for the Kings and somewhat keep the same team?
I think I'll take something like that.
Would you?
Because I feel
he's not playing no defense, right?
Fox didn't play no defense like that. I felt like
he started to. See, that's why I don't want to get on him again. Oh, he makes me frustrated because he had a year to where I'm like, damn, every year he's becoming a better defender. Like the 3-point shot's getting better. But it was like, maybe because he didn't want to be here, he just kind of like scaled back.
Could be.
But yeah,
but like I mean, go ahead.
We don't even need a good defender. We just want people that's just going to make a high effort. That's going to put their hands up on defense. That's going to.
We need a defender who's gonna put some intensity into these other boys to go ahead and want to step up to play defense too as well. Because when you look at that Rockets team, I'll go on a limb and say, like, if you even look at the Pistons team, look how well they play defensively,
bro. Hey, those two. Hey, speaking of those 2 Thompson twins, the one out in Houston and the one out in Detroit,
nasty.
I don't know what they was drinking when they came up together, but their defense.
Nasty.
And that's the thing, bro. They're going to continue to get better offensively. Them two dudes are going to be really good for a really long time, bro.
So when you look at it, like, you want to predicate your teams off that. When you look at Detroit, they might not have.
You want to find somebody like that. Like, you want to find.
Yeah, Detroit don't have like no bucket getters and be like, all right, man, I need you to take control of this game. Go get it for us. I know, what's on his way.
Cade's getting there. Cade's getting there.
He's getting there. He's on his way. He's getting there. He's like another Ant Edwards. Ant Edwards taking another step up this year to get where he got to. I think Cade's going to be like that next year.
Confidence year for Cade Cunningham.
Yes. Really? So I say that if you predicate yourself on defense, like how, man, the Pistons are, especially the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets, they are a scrappy defensive team.
But no bucket getter.
No bucket getter.
No, like, here, take the ball.
We take control. Right, exactly. And I feel like, I ain't gonna lie to you. So, like, for us, man, I feel like the Kings, I don't feel like they have a bucket getter. Hey, go get us.
Funny? We're talking about two teams right now, right? Detroit and Houston, who really don't jump off the screen offensively, but where they at?
Don't.
In the playoffs.
Defense lies.
Even though Detroit's out, but they're in the playoffs, though, right? Now, we talked about the Kings being top 10. Oh, we just talking about, this guy can shoot. He can do that. But we're not in the playoffs. So, you know what I mean? Do you need to come off two of those scores and go get some defenders or some?
Hey, man, I've always been a firm believer, man, of the old school saying, bro, defense wins championships. Get you some defensive players into that building, bro, in order for you guys to build that culture. Yeah. Because offense, you go ahead, you can kind of find that. Yeah. Now, can you get an elite scorer that can take over a game? Far few in between. But when we talk about get you some people who's gonna come in here and play defense, and then you go ahead and build around that, that's when you're gonna see the real stuff start to come out.
I wonder what we would have to give up for Trae Young. He was first in assists, by the way, 11.6 assists.
Yeah. Okay.
11.6, so almost 12 assists a night. That's crazy. Playmaker for sure. About 20, I'm
pretty sure. Like maybe two pieces in a draft pick. I don't think Atlanta's probably asking too much. Should I say? Sorry about that. I don't think
maybe they want to rebuild too. Maybe they just like give us some picks. Maybe
they came out John T. Murray this past offseason. Yeah. They don't really have nobody down there helping Trae Young out right now. I'm pretty sure Collins is probably gonna be
most improved, didn't he?
They got Collins over here. Yeah. The old boy, they just won most improved. The little French cat, I can't think of his name right now. Yeah, him.
Tyson Daniels, I think it was.
And then you got is Collins still there or no?
Who?
Collins, the
John
small forward.
No. He in Utah. But they got
right?
They got Omeka Okongwu. They got Ricochet.
So I feel like that team is in a rebuilding mode right now. Y'all think Trae Young's been in the league for how long now?
A cool minute.
So we were just talking about LaMelo being in the league for a cool minute. So I'm pretty sure that Trae's been in there longer than LaMelo, correct?
Yeah.
So
about 7
hey, bro, you guys.
Well, no.
Yeah, you guys.
Remember, he came out with Luka and Marvin Bagley. It was that was the Trae Young, Luka, Marvin Bagley.
Okay. So so you guys had him for a cool little minute. Hey, bro, rebuilding might be in your guys' future right now because I don't really see anything that they got out there that's worthy of me saying I'm gonna go ahead and go play in Atlanta for the Hawks.
Yeah.
Besides, you got Trae. Okay, it's cool, but yeah, hey, Atlanta, take DeRozan and Devin Carter in the first round pick.
Oh, is he out of there?
No, I think he put it on pause. I think.
Okay.
So, you know what I'm saying? Just take one of them. Have one of them go ahead and go out.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what Atlanta's asking for right now at this moment. I don't. It'd be interesting to see. Like I said, check the fillers. See if you can go ahead and get you a him or LaMelo. I know neither one of them play defense, but at least you have a facilitator.
4-5 there? Okay.
Yeah, he's come back. He's right here. Yeah, he's right here.
So we just talked about Detroit. The New York Knicks just knocked them off, man. Can we – I feel like on this channel we have yet to talk about Jalen Brunson. Like, what's your thoughts on him? Where do you rank him? How good can he be? And can he be the lead guy for a team to make a championship run? What's your thoughts on Jalen Brunson? He frozen?
Is he frozen?
Yeah, he keep freezing.
Okay. Yeah. What's your thoughts?
Let me reset it.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Oh.
All right. All right. So we're gonna go to you. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do a quick audible real quick. What's your thoughts on Jalen Brunson?
Sure.
Can he be the main guy on the
Well, that's the
championship.
reason why. That's the reason why. Well, that's the reason why he left. That's the reason why he left out of Dallas because they were building around Luka at the time before Luka.
No,
got
he
shipped
left
out.
because they didn't want to pay him. He wanted to stay.
Oh, he did want to say.
So
Okay,
him
well,
and
my fault.
Luka, they broke that up. Dallas broke that up.
Dallas. What were y'all thinking? I know you got more out the Luka trade now. You know what I'm saying to make you a little bit more better and competitive. But Jalen, I'm gonna be real with you. I felt like that trade or him signing a free agent deal with the Knicks worked out perfectly. I think he needed to go ahead and lead his own team. Certain players need to go ahead
Maybe
and get
it worked out
get
best.
the
It worked out
shadows.
how it was supposed to for him.
It worked out the way it's supposed to go ahead and work. Let's just be honest. I don't feel like we would probably have the same productivity that we're having from him if it was him and Luka playing on the same team with the Dallas Mavericks.
Okay.
Because they're both ball dominant.
Okay. Fair.
So who's gonna defer? Who's gonna be all right? You know what?
But it worked that year, didn't it? When
It did.
Didn't they get to the Western Conference Finals that year?
No, they made it to the finals that year.
No, that was last year with Kyrie.
Oh, it was with Kyrie last. Okay, I thought it was the year that he was on the team that he.
But no, I think that year that he was there, I think they made it to the Western Conference Finals. And who did they lose to?
They made a deep run.
The Warriors.
They made a deep
lost to
run.
the Warriors, didn't they? Wait, was that year? I forgot.
I looked it up.
But yeah, 4-5.
Yeah,
What's your thoughts on Jalen? Can he be? They got the Celtics next.
Yep.
What do you think about that matchup as far as Jalen Brunson and the Celtics?
Man, I honestly I got Boston winning it. I think Boston gonna pull that out. I just think Boston's just too good, I think. But going back to Jalen Brunson, I mean Jalen Brunson is a dog. Jalen Brunson been a dog since he came out of Villanova, the underdog dude. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stepped it up defensively, like we've been asking these other dudes to do, right? And then when it's time to get some buckets in Dallas, when Luka went down, he stepped in and was able to step up.
Yeah.
Right? And show his offensive game. Brunson being Brunson.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Definitely a top guard in the league. I got him over Ja. I got him over Halliburton.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. No, over Hallie for sure.
Ooh.
I mean, he's right now without argument, he's a top 5. Now we can argue if he's going to be top 3, but he's definitely top 5 right now in the league.
Okay.
Oh, in the league.
I'm not going to argue that.
Player
I'll
or point
argue
guard?
the 3. Huh?
You talking about top 5 player or point guard?
No, point guard.
Okay.
Point guard for sure. He's top 3 closer for sure. Stats might say he may be the number 1 closer.
No,
so
yeah.
Oh, no, that's big praise for the little guy out there.
Yeah, for sure. And at the same time, everyone else better.
Say it again.
You know what I'm saying? He makes every.
Oh yeah.
He makes everybody else better at the same time.
Yeah.
No, he does. So, but you got them going down to Boston. Now, talent wise, they don't match. It ain't too bad of a matchup. Cat, OG Anunoby, Michael, Hart, Brunson.
I feel like they're evenly matched. I feel like on defense and offense.
But you know what I don't like about the Knicks? I feel like they play down to competition. So
wait a minute. What's
that he say? Hold on. He leaned back on what?
What got him?
What do you lean back on? Go ahead. What's up?
Did you just say they are damn near equal offensively and
get him
and defensively? Yes, it's not too much of a drop off, bro.
Nigga, is you saying that Mikal Bridges and Jaylen Brown is on the same level?
What I'm saying, I'm talking about evenly matched up when it comes to guarding and playing each other. I feel like they're evenly matched, bro.
On paper. You know, do you know what looked like a Bentley when it pulled up into the real shit?
No, I do. I definitely do, for sure.
He was mean. But that's because I had never really seen a Bentley up close. I thought that 300C, I had, man. But when I finally see that Bentley.
So my thing is that you feel like they're not evenly matched on neither side of the court.
The Knicks and Celtics.
the Knicks and Celtics? You feel like they're not evenly matched whatsoever?
I feel like the guard play, the wing play
For Boston is better than New York, or
Boston.
vice versa?
Boston is better than New York. I feel like their wing play is more consistent than New York.
That's fair,
right?
No, then there's no argument there. There's no argument there at all. I agree with you. Yeah, Jaylen Brown and Tatum, wing wise, is better than what the Knicks have as far as Mikal
what
Bridges
really puts Boston over the top?
and what it was Josh Hart, I think, or somebody like that that's playing over there. So
Boston over the top, very slept on player that a lot of people don't mention enough is Porzingis, bro.
Porzingis, yeah.
Bro,
I was just getting ready to say that. I was just getting ready to say that.
Ever since he's been there, he's been just consistent.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? He's getting
Sure
his
has.
numbers, and he's a matchup problem. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's the original Wemby. You know what I mean? And he's shorter than Wemby. He's like 6.
He's not too tall. He's not. He's like 7. Yeah, he's like still tall though. But the production you get out of him is definitely
and he got
good.
Tatum, and he got Brown, and what was funny today? I saw today. They were talking about pretty much the. Did you see that earlier? How the contracts is not really sustainable.
The contracts.
This summer.
Yep.
I mean, because everybody's getting like top 3 guys are getting like 50. Then you got 40.
50.
Then you got 30.
Yep.
It's like they're not gonna be able to sustain that. So they're saying this is like their last run with this group. So they might be out to prove something. You know what I mean? So they won last year.
I don't necessarily think that they're gonna go ahead. I feel like maybe I could be wrong. I don't think they're necessarily probably gonna go ahead and break up the Brown and Tatum situation.
No, but when you look at
they might give her maybe like a Derek White or Holiday or somebody like
Derek
that.
White. I think you keep Derek White. I think Holiday's gone. I feel like Holiday's production hasn't really been. You know what I mean? Not to keep him for 30 mil.
I don't think Al
Horford make cuts.
I don't think Al Horford plays another year. I don't think
Horford's, but I don't know how much he's making. But
he's
older though. He's older.
Dang, cut out again?
Yeah, hasn't been season as he was in previous seasons, right? But we haven't had the opportunity to see Holiday. I said we haven't really even had to see that. I said they got a ring from Holiday, right? When Holiday got there, they was able to get a. He's brought a whole lot. The problem is he hasn't been as season as he was in previous seasons, especially coming into this season. He hasn't been that healthy, right? So my thing is, he's about to kick it up another notch.
Oh no, we're saying for this year for sure. But when they were showing those contracts on ESPN this morning, they're saying they can't afford they can't move forward and to pay all those guys because all those guys are getting crazy money. I don't know how they were able to fit those contracts the way they did, but they were saying like next year it's not going to be sustainable. So
I think that was
like next year somebody's going to be gone. Yeah. But next year somebody's going to be gone. I think they keep Derek White. Jaylen Brown, Tatum ain't going nowhere. I mean,
I won't be surprised if they come off Derek White. I will not be surprised.
He makes clutch buckets for them.
True be told, I wouldn't be surprised if he came off
Holiday.
I wouldn't be surprised if he came off Porzingis.
I think it's Holiday and Porzingis. If you got to make cuts, I think those are the 2 guys. If you got to make cuts, it's going to be those 2 guys.
These are good problems to have.
I'll probably keep Porzingis and let Derek go. You'll find another Derek eventually. You can't find find production.
Watch Derek White. The rest of the playoff run. Just watch him. And we're gonna come back to this. We're gonna come back to this conversation because watch Derek White the rest of these playoffs, bro. He contributes.
All right. He does. I'm not taking away from.
There's nights to where like Tatum's have been quiet and he's making big shots down the clutch. Whole game, keeping it going, playing defense. Like I don't know, but like 4-5 said, that's a good problem to have if you're them. But I do still have them coming out the East. I feel like they're the best team. I'm starting to buy the Cavs a little bit more than I did before. Because the other day I'm watching Donovan Mitchell. I forgot. Because when he was out west out here, we would always see the Utah games, just late night games, playing the Kings 4 times a year, things like that. Mm-hmm. So I really didn't see a whole lot of Donovan. I watched this dude. I forgot how good that nigga is. Donovan Mitchell, bruh, is really good. Like,
yeah,
he's really good. So, I I like the bigs they got. Evan Mobley, Jared
Zach
Allen.
Mobley, yeah. Aaron Allen, yeah.
You know, Garland. We talked about Derek White. He's
Yeah,
kind of like that.
yeah.
Like he's kind of like the Derek White over there. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
They're tough. Max Strus. He may not be like a name
True.
that jumps out at you when you read, reading the roster. But
somebody can plug in, get you some shots here and there, play your little defense. You know what I mean?
I believe I don't know if he got 6-man. Ty Jerome. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Ty.
No,
Jerome.
try. Yeah, he didn't get 6-man. Nah.
Ty Jerome. So I think we're on a collision course to see the Cavs in Boston, and that's gonna be a hell of a series to watch.
It will.
I think
I had them two coming out the East to play each other, and I had that going 7 games. I had that going a 7-game series.
Cavs in Boston.
Yeah, I had Boston winning in 7 in Boston.
Okay. Do y'all got? Are we talking? Are we OKC for the West? Is that what y'all thinking?
Not buying it.
Me neither.
Not buying it.
Me neither.
Yeah,
Unbiased opinion, not buying
I
it.
feel like they had a really good. I'm not knocking what they did the regular season, but I don't know if I see champion yet.
Well, the thing about it is, we'll see when they play against either Denver or the Clippers. We'll see how good they are.
We'll see this next
round.
Well,
that's who they got to play. They got to play one of them.
This next round,
so
and then the round after that, and then the final. Like, bro, like I don't want to.
We're gonna see what they're really. We're gonna see what they're really. We're gonna see what they're really built of.
I don't want to use the word exposed, but I feel like they're gonna be challenged in a way that they haven't really experienced this season.
Yes.
And then we're gonna see.
Yes.
We're gonna see if they're able to respond to that. You know,
do they have any key veterans over here that can kind of help them out?
Veterans
to get them over. Yeah, that to kind of like help them. Like, hey, look,
really, that's a pretty young team.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really think of no vets in that locker room. Nah, I mean Hardenstein, but he ain't won nothing. Like, you know, they're really young.
They are. That's why I asked them. Like, damn, they really don't have a proven vet on that squad. I don't think.
Nah,
when you think about that,
that was a good observation. I didn't notice that till you said. 4-5. What's your thoughts on OKC?
I mean, hey, when they don't have no vets, that goes back to the way that they draft, and that goes back.
That's too as well. Yeah.
Not the talent, but the character of the player that they draft, right? So that means that they don't have a vet.
Sam Presti, like
they draft very well the character, just as well. You know what I mean?
No,
some of these organizations, they need a babysitter.
Yeah. No, you're right. No, right.
No, you ain't lying.
And the fact that they've done it with they've done it through the draft with young players who are buying into what the coach is relaying to them, and you know what I'm saying, they're buying into the system, to the philosophy.
Yes.
And the fact that they're doing that, I commend that coaching staff. You know, and I'm not saying they can't win it, but I do feel like if we're talking about basketball, I feel like they're too Shea Gilgeous reliant offensively. And Jalen Williams is cool, good player. I'm not sure if he's really a true number 2 yet. I'm not saying he's not, but he's playing number 2 now. Like, as far you know what I mean, but I'm not sure if he is a number 2. Like, is he the Pippen? You know what I mean? Is he the
only cat? The only cat they got on this team.
You know what I mean? Like, is he that true number 2, or is he more so like a better 3 if you add a number 2? You know what I mean? I don't know yet. We'll see.
Look, looking at this roster, the only key veteran that they had has been in the league for a little bit is Alex Caruso. That's the only bet they have.
Yeah, right. Mickey Mouse championship. We won a championship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, as I said, it's the only vet you have.
He was there for that championship.
He's only 31. Yeah, he was there for that championship.
Yeah. 31 years old. Wow. Yeah.
So he was only 31. Yeah. So he's only 31. Should I say? That's
I don't feel like nobody wants to see Jokic. I feel like Jokic in this space in the playoffs. You know what I mean? He's gonna be a tough guard. Now the only thing I don't really like about Denver is I feel like they're not really deep on their bench, and that coaching change in the middle of the season. We'll see how that affects them moving forward. They seem to be doing okay now. We'll see.
They're doing a little bit. They're doing a little bit better than what we expected, especially when the coach, a coaching change came that
big thing.
that late.
I mean, you've been listening to Mike Malone. He's been the voice of that locker room for
for years
now. Yeah, so for that just to be uprooted and like out of nowhere, I mean it's gonna be interesting. I mean, but can Jokic and Murray just be like, hey, we ain't tripping off none of that? You know what I mean? Because Murray seems to turn it on in the playoffs. We talk about playoff Jimmy. Jamal Murray, he lives for the playoffs. Every year, we see him making big shots and having big games and things like that. Before we get up out of here, real quick, man, y'all, we had a heated debate about Jimmy Butler last time we were on here. What do y'all think about their chances of making a run? The Warriors, Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry. What do y'all think about them?
I'm not counting them out. Hey, they got veterans on their team that's been to the finals. Not once, not twice, not 3 times. I feel like
what does that mean today, though?
what I'm saying to you, as long as you as long as you got the best shooter, as long as you got the best shooter and the best defender in the league still on your team, you still have a chance to win.
Conor McGregor used to knock niggas out all the time. Just saying.
But Draymond Green ain't slowed down on his defense. Draymond ain't slowed down. Teddy, hey, as Dre slowed down on his defense.
I didn't say nothing.
That looked like he said he slowed down. That man ain't slowed down yet.
Okay. He slowed down one bit.
He ain't slowed down. He's the heart and soul of that defense. So as long as you got Draymond, as long as you got Steph, and then you add a piece like Jimmy, who hasn't been there, that's gonna go ahead and help you. Hey, we're gonna push you. This is what it's like to go ahead and win. This is what it's like to go ahead and try to go ahead and go for a championship. Follow along, follow us. We got you. When we need you for the big buckets and stuff like that, get it.
Okay. So you're not counting 12-5. What's your thoughts on the Warriors? Can they make a run?
Hell no, I'm not counting them out. Not counting them out.
Yeah, I mean, Warriors can. If we're talking about this series, they need to win tonight. Tonight is
well, if you go home, if you go to San Francisco and lose, you're in trouble.
For these dudes, the momentum going back to Houston.
Yeah,
definitely.
Last game, a big discrepancy in numbers between the scores and the starters. So I don't expect the Golden State Warriors to be coming back to Frisco and be having a horrible
shoot. No, they're not going to do that. They're not doing that.
Yeah,
they're not doing that.
No. It's not going to be a blowout how it was last game at all. Like
no, it's not.
I mean, when you got who was that? I was like Dylan Brooks. I think scored over 20 points. Like their whole starting five was all
that whole starting five was over 15. Everybody was over 15, and you had a couple of bench players that were over 15. So they had a great night
offensively.
A great night offensively. Defensively too as well. But let's just see how many nights you gonna get Steph shooting 2 or 3 for 14 and 14 points or whatever it was.
Nah, that's rare.
How many times you gonna see Jimmy Butler do the same thing?
Nah,
it's very rare to see cats like that that has off nights and come back and have another off night.
Right.
Nah.
Nah. So we got game. Is it 6 tonight? Yeah, game 6, right? Game 6 tonight.
Yes,
Rockets Warriors, the only game on the tab tonight. And then we're gonna be watching boxing right now. We about to get over watching boxing. So appreciate anybody and everybody who came in to tap in. This will be archived to where people can watch it, and you know what I'm saying, at their leisure. Tap in, let us know what you guys think about anything that we talked about today. And man, all net no rim, we will be back. We'll see, man. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. I'm game tomorrow.
I'm here,
and we have some games tomorrow going on too. So
yeah, we do. I'm around.
Like, comment, subscribe. We up out of here. Peace.
Damn, that boy dropped off quick.